New coronavirus restrictions. Counties implementing new measures to stop the spread of the virus as Colorado sees a record number of cases.
Again, it's a very safe and a great vaccine.
And the promising news from the White House about when a vaccine will be available.
Plus, camping in the high country, how you can help an accessible campground continue its mission of making the mountains accessible to everyone. But first this morning, snow in the high country. This is a live look from looking at our beautiful sunrise over the metro area this morning. The snow coming down pretty good up in the high country. Look at that right there. And Katie, the winds are going to be pretty bad today as well.
Yes, so we have issued a weather action day for snow in the high country and also very strong winds over the eastern plains. This morning, though, all is relatively calm in Denver. Beautiful start to our morning. We're at 40 degrees out at DIA, 45 downtown, and winds currently sustained from the north at 6 miles per hour. But it will be very breezy this afternoon over the eastern plains. Taking a look at our weather headlines, heavy mountain snow at times. So just be prepared if you do need to travel to and from I-70 will be snow-packed with blowing snow and limited visibility at times through this evening. Very little moisture for the eastern plains, but you can see up and down the I-25 corridor and east indicated here by the shades of gold. That is a high wind warning in effect until at least 9 o'clock. Wind gusts could reach up to 60 miles per hour. Indicated here by the shades of purple, a winter weather advisory in place for our northern and central mountains. 2 to 6 inches of snowfall expected to accumulate.
And an alert if you're heading into the high country this weekend. Avalanche danger is increasing already from low to moderate. This skier was caught in a small avalanche. You saw that there on Independence Pass. This was earlier this week. Independence Pass is now closed for the season. Pretty scary. Coronavirus cases are spiking in Colorado. Yesterday, the state added nearly 6,500 new cases.
And that is a new record high for daily cases in Colorado. We have added at least 1,000 new cases every day for the past month, and the numbers just keep going up.
And more than 1,300 Coloradans are in the hospital with either a suspected case or a confirmed case. The state's positivity rate has increased to more than 12%.
And as cases continue to rise, more counties are imposing new restrictions to stop the spread of the virus. Just about every metro area county is under safer at home level orange. Level orange is just one step below a stay-at-home order.
Boulder County is currently level orange, but is imposing even tougher restrictions.
Denver7's Sloan Dickey joins us live with what those new restrictions are. Sloan?
Yeah, well, Boulder County has been through this before, and they are going beyond those orange level restrictions, implementing stricter regulations to combat those rising COVID cases there. Starting today, gatherings will be limited to 2 households with no more than 10 people allowed at those gatherings. Indoor events will be limited to 25% capacity with a maximum of 25 people. That's down from what it used to be at 50 people. The county is also barring spectators from attending athletic events, including high school sports. Another thing we learned is that all the schools in the Boulder County School District will be moving to online classes starting next week. This obviously comes as cases spike across the state. However, just looking at Boulder County, it's seen 200 new coronavirus cases per day for the last 5 days in a row. That includes 267 new positive cases on one day in Friday. Now, Boulder County has seen several spikes in COVID cases before. So officials there are saying people need to buckle down again and prepare for another slowing of the spread as they've done before. These guidelines are going to be in effect until December 14th, at least. Back to you.
Sloan, thank you for that update. Colorado lawmakers got an update on Friday about how the federal coronavirus relief funds are being spent in our state. The most recent report from September shows the state still has roughly $1.5 billion left. The money must be spent by December 30th or it goes away. But lawmakers say they want to see a more up-to-date report from the governor's office before worrying about how much is still left to be spent.
I think we are on track to use all of the funding.
I'm not going to panic over what appears to be underspending yet, because there's time to spend it, but really a lot of it is just an accounting problem.
Governor Polis says he has a backup plan for any unspent money. One option is it could end up in the unemployment insurance fund.
Across the U.S., the virus is infecting more Americans every day than it has since the pandemic began. The country set a record for the highest number of cases reported in a single day at 193,000. The Coronavirus Tracking Project shows 1 out of every 378 Americans tested positive for the virus. Multiple states Multiple states are imposing new restrictions to slow the virus's spread. New Mexico and Oregon are ordering all non-essential businesses to shut down for 2 weeks. Oregon is joining California and Washington in issuing an advisory to avoid non-essential travel and urge anyone coming into quarantine. And health officials are warning the daily number of virus-related deaths could double by December 5th.
It bothers me that people don't believe how quickly people can get severely sick and be intubated or die, because the numbers are real. I see this every day.
Now, the Trump administration says there is hope to have enough vaccine doses to immunize 20 million Americans in December and another 25 to 30 million more each month after. The administration also says the vaccine will be available to the general population as soon as April.
President Trump supporters will march in Washington, D.C. today, protesting the election results. Joe Biden was named president-elect after earning more electoral college votes than President Trump. And officials say a dozen or more groups are expected to attend today, and protests could stretch from the White House to the Supreme Court. Some streets have already shut down in preparation for the day's demonstrations. And the president has yet to concede the race, even though the final states have been called. ABC News projecting Joe Biden to win Georgia and Arizona, President Trump taking North Carolina. The Electoral College vote now stands at 306 for Joe Biden, and for President Trump, 232. Joe Biden is moving forward in preparing for the White House, but his transitions team is still waiting for the General Services Administration to trigger the official transition process.
We're in a COVID crisis. The sooner we can get our transition experts into meetings with the folks who are planning that vaccination campaign, the more seamless the transition.
Biden will spend the weekend in Delaware meeting with advisors, weighing options for key cabinet positions. At least 10 Republican senators are calling on the Trump administration to start providing classified briefings to President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris.
The Postmaster General says postal workers delivered political and election mail in a timely and secure manner ahead of the election day. In all, the Postal Service delivered more than 600 million pieces of election mail, which includes ballots and official communications to voters from election officials. They also delivered 4 billion pieces of political mail.